afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for August 1, 2020, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Most of us have I'll say that we all have a mind, and you can look at it in a certain perspective, is that the mind is in a prison. So this is a perspective that you would look at from within, is that the mind is contained and controlled, and it's kind of like in a prison. And all of us, come to a point of understanding that we free our minds. What does that mean? Well, when you're connected, when we're all connected, we see, we smell, we taste, we hear, we touch, and that's all assimilated. That's all brought in through the mind. And so you can see how the mind can be imprisoned from what we view, what we see. Now, the mind is an emotion. The heart is the emotion. Understand that. I think people get that mixed up, that when you get angry, it's coming from the heart mind. It's not coming from the ego mind. The ego mind is dictating to the heart mind. That's why people get upset. That's why they get irritated, frustrated. That's why they're angry. That's why we love. All of that. That's how powerful the heart mind is. Now, when you free the mind, what it means is that you're no longer being dictated to. The mind kind of goes into a flow. Because each of us are unlimited, unattained, pure awareness. We're pure consciousness. But we're not talking about the brain, the mind. We're talking about pure consciousness. This is beyond the brain, beyond the mind. Now, all of us know that we only utilize, I'll put it that way, 10% maybe of the brain in these bodies. Now, the brain actually is a conduit for our pure consciousness. So once the mind is freed, and once the total capacity of the brain is achieved, then we no longer hold body. We don't need body form. We don't need physical form. We can experience all the time without physical form. We can experience physical, we can experience non-physical, we can experience the space, we can experience anything effortlessly. You see what I mean? The belief that we have to choose and experience certain things one step at a time, you understand that we're all connected to the source. Source creator, source creation, pure consciousness. So we're all infinitely connected to everything. Everything in this galaxy, this universe, all the universes, the quantums, the hyperquantums, the subquantums, all the universes, we're connected to them. Our essence, our core, our pure consciousness. So when we're in these bodies, there's kind of a separation, an unknowing. There's kind of a block. So the mind becomes a prison. The reason it becomes a prison, basically, is what it views, what it assimilates, how it processes. So, for instance, when we view all of the people of this planet on the surface, And we view them for certain intent. We view them to intent to protect them. Okay? We view them from the intent of enlightening, assisting with their enlightenment. You really can't enlighten another until they're ready to be enlightened. That's it. Period. So assisting all of the people on this planet, all of those who are struggling and suffering, all the things that they're experiencing, assist them in eliminating, lightening that situation. It goes much further than the majority of us understand, is that the collective consciousness of this planet determines the past, the present, and the future. It determines it because all of us are made of it. All of our collective consciousness, the collective consciousness of planet Earth, is all of us. Earth herself, Gaia, Arya, and all of us. And all life is the collective consciousness of this planet. So you can understand that if there becomes enough of the higher vibrational frequencies, it will shift no matter what. So will it shift against the corrupted souls, or those that wish harm, wish annihilation, wish destruction? Will it cleanse, purify, and eliminate their conflict of destruction? The way it does that is that we balance the frequencies and the energies. And there's only one way. There's only one way. Because this civilization has tried every way possible other than the way. And the way is through love. That's it. There is no other way. And every single way that you could possibly imagine across the expanse of this universe alone has been tried. And it has not worked. So, love can be generated, directed, formed into many different frequencies to assist many who are entrenched in lower frequencies, which is fear. Fear is a low frequency. Anxiety is a low frequency. Dishonesty is a low frequency. And all you do is look at the opposite of those things, and you'll see it's very clear that the higher frequencies are the opposite. Hate is low frequency. Love's high frequency. Good, high frequency. Bad, low frequency. Dishonesty, low frequency. Honesty, high frequency. Generosity, high frequency. Greed, low frequency. So, and the words, when you think the words, you speak those words, they generate low frequencies or high frequencies. So you understand that if you become irritated, frustrated through all of this upheaval on this planet, then you will bring yourself into lower frequency. It's an inevitability. It isn't an argument with yourself. It's an inevitability. So each of us understand that. And this is so important that we understand that, like for ourselves, we could be saying, I know, I have this feeling coming. I know what it is. This is empowering. It's very positive for the species of this planet to begin to realize that you control it. And obviously, since the mind has been so manipulated on this planet, we always operate from the heart mind. And eventually the mind will be freed. Because eventually, all of us will leave the mind. We will leave the mind. It's not like we'll descend, we'll ascend. So as we become more and more pure consciousness and experience things that you couldn't even possibly comprehend right now, you'll start to understand that this is all, it's all an illusion. Every single bit of it is an illusion. Have you ever watched something and it's depicting a mirage, a play on bending of light, heat? Those are all different frequencies. You think something is real, and then you find out it's an absolute fake. But when you looked at it through the mind, you were convinced that it was real. And then you found out it was fake. So anybody, any one of us, can be fooled or tricked. But in order to continue to elevate the frequencies of the planet, we elevate the frequency within each and every one of us. And it's our perspectives that must change. Now, we either choose that they change or we don't. But it's our perspectives. It's how we view things. And for some of us, that's a very huge challenge because we have become so acclimated to the illusion of this planet and this world. So it isn't, I'm not saying that it's a cinch. I'm saying that it is imperative for the ascension process to begin to view, maybe a little bit at a time, that anger, hatred, frustration does not serve the greater good. I mean, people say, well, love and peace and joy doesn't get anything accomplished because that's more weak, and we don't, we aren't able to facilitate anything like helping the rest of the population of this country and the rest of the planet in a good way. In other words, protect life. Protect life. Protect life. Now this sets us in a mode of love, appreciation and gratitude, gentleness and kindness and generosity. These are the frequencies that we wish, care to be immersed in. Because all of these frequencies are all of us. The natural state of being. In order to liberate this planet and liberate civilization, there is only a handful of corrupted souls. There's only a handful. It isn't like there is billions of them. It is just a handful of corrupted souls. Remember, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. Okay? So in a civilization, I don't believe it's at the level of comprehension to understand that. And the reason that we talk so much about governing ourselves, leading ourselves, thinking for ourselves, it is absolutely paramount that the civilization shifts greatly up into that direction. Because that's the new world. That's paradise. That's the bliss and the joy. To experience that within you, which then emits everywhere outside. Everything within becomes without. See, everything on the inside ends up on the outside. That's how this planet becomes paradise. That's how it becomes bliss and joy. Because all of the things that each of us are in the very deep center core of our existence is all of that. It is love, which then extends out to gratitude, appreciation, gentleness, kindness, and generosity. And I always talk about you. It's about you. The reason it's about you is because each one of us are pieces of the great expanse, the great creation of all things. And what that means is that we're interactive, we're connected. So even though in harmony with ourselves, it assists with the rest to become in harmony with themselves. That's how this works. So we may experience in these bodies differently, all of us, different things in this life existence. Different families, different this, different that. But if you realize that when it's all said and done, we are all experiencing several different similarities. Just a different face, a different location, different environment, but it's still similar. So this is how we interact. Now these technologies like these phones and stuff have kind of pulled away the one-on-one and the group participation and communication. And this synergy is very important for all of us to continue to elevate the collective consciousness of this planet. And as the collective consciousness frequency continues to increase, which we're contributing, there's other small groups on the planet that are doing the same thing. So this is an expanse. It is an awakening. The awakening starts with each of us, within ourselves. Then it begins to expand out, and it starts to affect others. It's very subtle. It's not something that is, apparent, okay? It's not like if you looked at a crowd of people and go, oh, they're becoming more aware and this and that. It isn't about that. It's about within each of our essence and cores are literally communicating 24/7 with each other. I kid you not. That goes on all the time. Now it's not like we're aware. Some of us have feelings that we sense things. Others are just not aware at all. But all of us are communicating with each other all the time. Our core essence is communicating. It cannot, because it's all one. And see, it becomes confusing for many people because, well, how can we be look separate, different experiences, all this, and yet we're one? You see how confusing it gets is because of this illusionary world that we're in. That's how it gets so befuddling and confusing. It's like when you look at somebody and you say, can I be part of them? We're not talking about the body. We're talking about the God within the body. And I think people get that confused. Well, I'm nothing like them. Well, superficially, maybe not. But core-wise, absolutely. So, when we view the civilization of this planet, okay, we have different species mixed among us from other planets. And, quite frankly, most of the genetics in these bodies are from other planets, other civilizations, other species. So we're all kind of like Heinz 57 combined. And there's really no separation. Bodies are bodies. You inhabit them to experience life. That's it. Okay? Most civilizations have ego problems in these third-dimensional frequencies. As you continue to ascend, you'll find out that those drop away. It's not interesting anymore. And then you begin to understand that the mind is set free. When the mind is set free, you know what happens? You have no pain. You have no sorrow, because the mind no longer tinkers with the heart mind. The mind is free. It has been released. The heart mind flourishes. There's a synergy. There is an absolute blending. So when this happens, ascension is in full view. So when we look at this planet and look at all of the others, every one of us, in this meditation today, we will visualize experiencing all of them in complete joy, bliss, abundance, prosperity, happiness, joy, wonderful being, health, all of it. We will visualize everybody, even the ones that can't stand, neighbors, whoever, even those that you just despise. Visualize every single part of life on this planet in complete joy, celebration, happiness, and bliss. See this world through your heart minds as you wish it to be. And that includes all life, which is the highest value in all of the existence in all universes. Because all light houses the God, houses source creation. That's why it is so valuable. So, see through the heart-mind how you wish this world to be, not only for you, but for every single thing. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we desire or wish or want to do is to relax our bodies. It's very difficult for us to be in fluid motion when our bodies are constricted. It's just not a doable thing. So the first step is to release all of the anxieties, is to surrender them, let them go. Just let them go. And remember that you have nothing, zero, to be frightened of, fearful of, stressed about, anxiety about. Because you can literally say, I no longer am going to create these thoughts into reality. Like there's no reason for it. If you're going to, here's a good picture for you. And there's a lot of people in this country right now on the verge of this happening to them. Then all of a sudden, you have nothing. All of a sudden, you're in the streets. Now, many would think that was a horrible, frightening, bad thing. But if you are embraced with the heart-mind, and you understand that the universe has your back 24/7 throughout eternity, then things always shift in your favor. But if you compel those, you dip into that fear, that fright, that worry, that stress, that anxiety, that insecure feeling, then you're in for a real challenge. So, in letting go, relaxing the body, preparing ourselves to continue with our ascension and fully committed to 5D, five-dimensional, fifth dimension, frequency, density of a higher beingness. And we release all of these illusionary things that have just been created most of the time to trick and fool the brain, the mind, into conceiving and creating more illusions for ourselves. So as you relax the body, drop the shoulders, release the stress, the tension, the fear, the anxiety, the worry. Embrace the God that you are, the love that you are, the bliss, the joy, the abundance, the prosperity, the happiness, all within you. Embrace it. Full body hug. And as you do this, we move into the now. And the now is absolutely paramount. We are not interested in our past. We are not interested in our futures. We're only interested in the moment, the now, the very moment, the moment to moment, the space between heartbeats. It is all that we contain and have. And by concentrating on the now, the moment that you're in, this very moment, this very now, you will still the mind. You will also leave the mind alone. The mind will quiet. The mind can absolutely free itself. So you completely release. You have not one care or concern ever, because you have the knowing within. You carry the God. You carry a piece of all the creation that ever is, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You carry the essence of everything within that body. The essence of everything in everything. And once each of us recognize and embrace that understanding, we are unlimited. We are unbounded. We are untamed, untainted. We are literally pure consciousness, pure awareness. Now, some of us, it's easy for us to be seduced in certain things. So we have memories of fondness and wonderfulness. We also have memories of not too wonderfulness and fondness. Do you see why it's not really a good idea to go into the past and to continually embrace the past because you believe that your present is so nasty that you just gravitate into the past and live in the past? The dangers of that is that all of us reminisce. All of us will at times be reminded of some wonderful events that we've experienced. And that's pretty much normal for us. But when we cross the line and we begin to more and more go there, day by day we find ourselves slipping more and more and reminiscing, then we will literally take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future, and relive that past and that future. Now, we're all moving forward, learning about ourselves and who and what we are, the gods that we are. Doesn't it make sense that we wouldn't want it? We wouldn't care to do that. We wouldn't. It would retard our progression greatly. And we don't care to go into a future that doesn't exist, so that's why the now is all we have. So we make the most of the now. We learn more from the now. I'm not saying that's an easy step because a lot of us have a tendency to wander off into the future, into the past. And in the now, we want to breathe. And we want to breath in through our mouth and through our noses and out through our mouths. And the reason we breath in is because it sustains this biological form that our God is in. Okay? And that's why it's divine positive energy, because it sustains the life of this body that houses the God within it. So this body is the kingdom that houses the God. Kingdom of the God. The body, earth, the God, the heaven. Combined. Heaven on earth. So our breath, divine positive energy, focuses us on the now. And we all know that there's no such thing as the breath in the past or the breath in the future. It's just the breath in the now. And the breath helps us a lot. Calms us, relaxes us, oxygenates the blood within these bodies, does many wonderful things. Unfortunately, many take it for such granted that they don't even pay any attention to it. It's just something there that just happens to be part of the body. So, as we're seated in a comfortable position, what we want to do is we take this divine positive energy and we begin to breath in through these 7, going right down the center of our spine. 7 energy vortexes. And they're known to some as chakras that are connected to our glands and organs in this body that we're in, and are responsible for uniform distribution of our God light energy, our chi, prana, life energy, God light life energy through them. But when we have a disruption in this life energy or a blockage in any one or more of our chakras, then we can suffer from health or mental issues. And so the chakras form the energy ecosystem of every one of us. And the deficiency in this ecosystem can literally wreak havoc in the different areas of our lives. So this visualization is very many facets. So we visualize bringing the divine positive energy, our breath, up through the root chakra, the Muladhara. And this is the energy, stability, comfort, safety. I am. Keep an eye on the little guy, the ego, as we do this. The ego will try to implant different beliefs that are false. Then we bring it up through the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, sociability, I feel. Most of the male energy, the masculine energy of this planet, eventually biologically suffers in many different areas. And the Vadhisthana, the sacral chakra, this is why they have a lot of biological issues as time goes by. Because that is blocked. It can be blocked through traumas, many different things. Then we take the divine positive energy, our breath, up through the yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is strength, personality, power, and determination. I do. Then through the green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata, the acceptance, the love, the compassion, sincerity, I love. Then through the blue wheel of light, throat chakra, the Vishuddha, communication, expression, creativity, inspiration, I talk. And then through the violet wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna, intuition, lucidity, meditation, trust, I see. And then through the crown chakra, the purple wheel of light, the Sahasrara, knowledge, consciousness, fulfillment, spirituality, I understand. We take this divine positive energy all the way through these wheels of light, these energy vortexes known as chakras, all at the top of our head, hold it a little bit back, and for a brief moment, we hold it there. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we compress and condense it into pure liquid energy. This is very powerful. And we release it over the pineal gland. Pineal gland is like a sponge. The sponge can be very dry, ready to absorb. Our pineal glands are very dry, ready to absorb. So they absorb this liquid energy greatly. This literally brings them into full capacity and full function and great health, vibrance, high vibrational frequency. Now you can look at your pineal gland as a prune, as a raisin, as a pine cone, however you choose to view it. You look at it as a rosebud, a green ball. And when I release this pure liquid frequency, this energy over it, it immediately blossoms into a full, vibrant, fragrant rose, multicolored petals. It's eternal. And this organ, while we're in these bodies, is very important because fully functioning, it's our gateway to pure consciousness. It's a gateway to all the particles of existence. It's a gateway to beyond. It's our gateway to ascension. It's our gateway to enlightenment. So this exercise, this visualization is very important for us. It is not figurative, it is literal. And all of us are consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We're also aware that we are one, that the God within us is part of all creation, that it is pure, deep, eternal love, joy, happiness, bliss, great abundance, great gratitude, great generosity, great humbleness, our higher self, our spirit, our soul, all one. Different facets of the one. Now we have others with us in this assembly, this gathering, and this meditation, and this now, forming the circle of light with this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya. And we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archetypes. They are consciously aware that they are of the highest, from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. And this is why we don't see them like we see each other. They've been with us since the beginning, and they've been assisting us for a very long time to do everything they can to keep us in higher vibrational frequency. We've been assisting them as well. Now, many, you can have thousands of them surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their frequency, they're able to have a large number inhabit a small space. So, sometimes they'll appear in humanoid form and they'll leave you a message. Many of us have experienced this more than once. It's a real joy. Now we also have the Ascended Masters with us now. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pelthoth, many, many, many more. These are those who have ascended out of physical form and hold God form, pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. We are beings who ascend into physical biological form to experience it. Are any of us any different? No. We're all pure consciousness, experiencing different things throughout existence. And we assist each other. And we're continually mastering, experiencing, and advancing. Because we choose to. Now we're all assembled all together. Ascended Masters are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. So we are compelled to reach out to all of the facets of Source Creator. All the parts, all the pieces, all the sparks. So we call out to all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the form of the circle of light. And they come in the Gogaplexes. One Gogaplex fills this universe. They come in the trillions. Literally. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants and species of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Many, many, many of them. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions. And they, now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing us from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Over 1,000 of species and civilizations travel through this solar system every day. We are only familiar with a handful of them. These are the different species and levels of each of these civilizations. We have the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Greys, the Nords, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, the Spider, the Crystals, the Fires, the Metals, many, many forms housing pure consciousness. And they come in billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the form of the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all light energy beings that have decided to be housed in the following forms, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, this now, and this meditation, forming the circle of light. There are trillions of them, and they come in all kinds of shapes, colors, forms, sizes, configurations, which we've never seen before. In our oceans, in our air, in our soils, in our skies, and just to name a few that we're familiar with: fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. And they are with us now. We're all here throughout the universes, focused on this planet's liberation, this Earth, this Gaia, this Arya, on this planet, this civilization's liberation. Feel the expanse and the intensity of that deep eternal love and gratitude, of which we are all of and from. We're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. All of us are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we all are one. And we are all love, and we are all God. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, and it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods as one form this massive circle of light at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation. This light is the essence of our core beings, source creation. It is deep eternal love and gratitude. It's all the things that we've been seeking outside of ourselves that are always and always will be inside of ourselves. This is such a bright light emanating from the core of all of us that it grays out the darkness of space, that it illuminates and literally floods, saturates, and bathes all of our brothers and sisters, all life on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, and continuously, perpetually, lifting all into higher and higher vibrational frequency, affecting everything, affecting. It would take over 1 billion suns in this solar system alone to compare to the light, the brightness of this circle. So we begin to levitate up above the planet as we saturate, flood, and bathe everything and everything in pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. So as we do this, we're immediately met with this gossamer field is just expansive, and it's just filled with trillions and trillions and trillions of vibrant colors. And all of these are facets of all of us. They're reflections of all of us. And our deep love, our deep compassion, our gratitude, our generosity, our humbleness. And then we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column to remind us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael to remind us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're immediately met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds us that each and every one of us are imbued head to toe, inside and out, perpetually, eternally, with a white fire armor. And this white fire armor is a source creation. It is impenetrable. Nothing can breach it from external influences. Not one power can breach it from externality. Nothing. The lowest of dark matter frequencies can even get near it because they will be vaporized. But only you have the power to lower your frequencies, lower and lower, through your choosing, into lower dark matter frequencies, lower survival matter frequencies. And if you do this, you choose to do this, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. And these frequencies, lower survival matter frequencies, lower dark matter frequencies, will come flooding in. Now you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can call upon the purple transmuting flame. We can literally transmute all of these lower dark matter and survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then we're met with the violet ray. This column reminds us we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, literally lifting, cleansing, and purify the area where these lower frequencies were, reinstating our white fire armor and eliminating the breach. Now we're also met with the golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds us of the love that we are, of what is inside of us, the vistas and the beauty that this planet shows us, reminds us of what and who we are. This is why we're all taken aback at such vistas and beauty all over the planet. The sun sets, the sunrises, rainbows, the colors in the skies and the clouds, and our waters, the colors with our trees, everything. We're in awe of the love that we are. We continually ascend above this planet in this now, in this meditation. And as we do, some of us step outside of our physical forms and we effortlessly float above them. And we continue to ascend, and we immediately come upon this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower collectively. It is larger than the solar system. The way we designed it is that you can look into this crystalline tower, but what you see, feel, is trillions of vibrant, expanding auras and colors that you've never even gazed upon before. And these vibrational frequencies, this pulsating aura, each time literally spreads out amongst all things. All of our brothers and sisters on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation. Saturated with deep eternal love, gratitude, fortitude, balance. Non-stop. Then we look at the top. We designed it so the golden ocean can cascade down 360 degrees as it's doing, and flooding and saturating and bathing everything and everything. There isn't one low frequency, not even a smidgen. They do not exist. So as this is poured over and saturating, flooding everything and everything, any low frequencies cannot stay. Visualize this through your heart minds. See it. Watch these low dark matter frequencies completely vaporize in, on, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, into all of our brothers and sisters in all life. The highest value in the universe. Now at the top, we designed the Crystalline Light Tower so that this golden ocean is everywhere. It doesn't stop. It doesn't dissipate. And each of us hold the essence of that golden ocean because we're each drops of it. You see the power, the expanse, with clarity of who and what you are. Then we move a little bit over and we see this massive meditative sphere that we've all created. It's at center circle. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Near 900 meditations. In all in perpetual motion with the highest of the highest high intent, with the deepest of eternal love and gratitude, with abundance, prosperity, well-being, not one smidgen of low vibrational frequency. It cannot exist. The low frequencies cannot exist. See them vaporizing on everyone, everywhere, permanently. Every day, we increase the intensity of this sphere. It was our intent to begin with when we created it. This is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand, ever growing, ever expanding, flooding and saturating all of us in the love that we are made of. So you can see every one of us, any low frequencies, any malcontent, any act of violence anything involving the disrespect for life is vaporizing. This is just the beginning. The intensity we increase a billion and trillion fold, where not one speck of low vibrational matter frequency can ever exist here again. See it with all your brothers and sisters. Experience the liberation of this planet in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. All of our brothers and sisters, all the parts of source creation, all the love, all the gratitude throughout the universes are gathered here for the liberation of this planet in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. And join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close the sound. easy breath in through the nose. Easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly through your heart mind. See, feel the expulsion and vaporization of all lower dark matter and all the spiral matter frequencies. Watch as they're lifted from this planet, encapsulated in their own light, transmuted into neutral light substance, and sent back to pure consciousness where they are no more. See this in every existence, every instant, non-stop, from this point forward. The watch is just as if they are moisture, excuse me, evaporating from all things, and being condensed and encapsulated in their own light, encapsulated in the ultraviolet light, removed effortlessly, transmuted into neutral light substance and sent back to pure consciousness where they are no more. You can see it all over the planet, on and above and below. It is kind of a wave in existence. It kind of looks like a heat imaging mirage, a disturbance in the atmosphere. You watch as it is harmlessly eliminated and sent back to pure consciousness. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, into the night, and the following morning. Because all of us, collectively, are liberating this planet once and for all into the higher dimensions of 5D and beyond. And all life is also being transformed into the higher dimension. Thus, we have created a paradise, a God planet. And so, therefore, from this day forward, we shall live and exist in that frequency, in this experience. We'll be back here today at 6 p.m. Eastern for a health TFCC. And we will be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation